Mr. INVEST ALOT, welcome back to the channel, baby. My voice is sounding extra husky because we just survived the corona. I've been in bed for about a week. Ooh, pampering. I've been pressing that ding ding, getting that room service, baby. Huh, sushi. So today I'm going to be talking about BIONANO genomics. This is not financial advice, this is for entertainment only. We're going to be talking about some bullish articles that popped off. These were from different websites, different authors. We'll talk about price targets and how something was reiterated about 3 days ago, but now the price target has been changed again. Let's also talk about Genomics England and a post about a week ago about their newborn screening program. Customers who are using the BIONANO Genomics Sapphire at the moment to study within the 100,000 Genomes project. Oh goodness. Politics and how we can potentially get some research money. I also want to talk about the symposium and how many attendees there currently are on the Lab Roots event, and the spread of genomics data and the fear of the creation of DNA targeted weapons. As you know, baby, I'm just recovering from C19. Those of you that follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I was sitting in bed on Christmas Day with my Christmas dinner. My family gave me a cracker, but I had nobody to pull it with. But I'm just happy I'm surviving. I'm happy that I'm healthy, and I thank you guys for all the love and support you've shown my channel. It's been over a year. We're at 10,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank all of you guys for the love and support. Please remember, none of this is financial advice, it's for entertainment only. And if you're able to, please hit the thumbs up button, drop me some comments, click the subscribe, and I'll catch you in this video. Let's go! A couple of days ago, we saw BIONANO genomics get mentioned in a Seeking Alpha article, and they were talking about Oppenheimer and their buy rating, and how Oppenheimer believes there's potentially a 332% upside. So today we hit under $3. I think we went to $2.80 something cents or $2.90 at one point. 3 days before, we had Kevin DeGeeter, the analyst from Oppenheimer, believe and reiterate that within 12 months they'll reach a $14 price target. By the end of year, BIONANO genomics set this milestone that they'll achieve 150 overall installs of the Sapphire system, but Kevin DeGeeter, the analyst at Oppenheimer, believes that they'll have about 156 Sapphire systems in place. He also believes that studies are going to support reimbursement. Oh my goodness. He also believes that lots of different studies are going to come out and they're going to be able to clinically validate and support reimbursement, which he believes will result in more commercial adoption, leading to a higher consumable pull-through that should impact the fourth quarter of 2021 and 2022. Another article came out from Larry Raymer over at Investor Place. This guy is a long-term bull on BIONANO genomics. He believes and he states that although BNGO stock is frustrating, it's been declining in stock price, that the patient long-term investors who hold on to their shares are positioned to be handsomely rewarded for doing so. This is due to the potential of BIONANO genomics and the tremendous utility of the Sapphire. When you get these researchers like Dr. Rashmi Kanagawa-Shamana of the University of Texas, and they're coming out and saying that Sapphire has enabled them to see more variants in subjects at higher resolution compared to traditional workflows, it has the potential to help drive better outcomes as a result of better patient management. So not only is this scientist saying that, the Sapphire's results are 100% in line with the standard methods of genetic analysis, but it enables them to see even more variants. Here she stated that 23 clinically significant structural variants in 18% of the patients standard methods did not detect, but the Sapphire was able to identify. Doctors and healthcare practitioners around the world, if they're not here to help patients, what are they here for? Dr. Levy has indicated, and various studies have shown, tremendous potential to greatly help many patients. That's them talking about optical genome mapping. So now Larry Raymer is a BNGO bull. He holds a long position in BIONANO genomics, and these doctors that have actually used the machine believe that Sapphire will prove to be very disruptive. Now that being said, I don't have the full version of tip ranks. I haven't paid for the premium service, but this used to be the average price target. It used to be a few days ago $12. It's now dropped to $11, and the highest price target used to be $14 by Oppenheimer. Right now, the highest price target is $12. So what's been going on there? Have they just dropped it within the last 3 days to say, you know what, within the next 12 months, we actually predict it to be $12 a share? Just something interesting that I saw today. I just wanted to ask you guys and see if you guys have any answers for this. In terms of looking at the upside, there's still 252% upside if we're aiming for an $11 target within the next 12 months. Overall, it looks like nothing has changed on the Chartmill website in terms of yearly revenue predictions. They still believe that we're going to cover around about $17.4 million in 2021, and the next year they believe that BIONANO genomics will reach just under $30 million in revenue for 2022. But the real growth phase where we're going to be bringing in a lot more revenue is set for years to come in 2025, they believe they're going to be bringing in $181 million. Now, BIONANO Genomics stock has been on a wild ride. We remember back in December 2020 when it was roughly about 50 cents a share, went all the way to $15.69. And right now, I'm buying even more stock. I actually bought some this morning in the $2.98 range and I think I got $2.94 at one point. So now that BIONANO Genomics is in this $3 range, I'm continuing to accumulate. And I was saying to you guys, I continue to pick up shares on a weekly basis of BIONANO Genomics and continue to average down. I've got an average of about $5.16 in one account, and in the other account, I've still got my shares at $9. Those shares within the $5 account is over 1,000 now. I believe I've got 1,700 in total. Moving on, let's talk about this Genomics England post about a week ago. They were talking about their vision for their newborn genomes program. So what they want to do is use whole genome sequencing to understand, to diagnose, and to treat rare disease in newborn children. There are over 3.5 million people with a rare disease in the UK. They believe about 80% of these rare disorders are genetic in origin, and about 3/4 of them affect children. So 1 in 3 children with a rare disease, they die before they can even reach their 5th birthday. So they're stating that they use whole genome sequencing and they're looking to utilize this more because rare disease is difficult to identify clinically, and so genetic and genomic testing has already become the main way of diagnosing these conditions. What's interesting is they're going to start to utilize whole genome sequencing and potentially screen lots of newborns. There's an old article I always mention, but it shows that 75% of structural variants that are present in a person's genome are missed by whole genome sequencing. And this was actually given to us, this statement was given to us by the University of Washington genome scientist Evan Eklar. This guy right here, he's an investigator at Howard Hughes Medical Institute studying human genome evolution. He's also a professor of genome sciences at the University of Washington School of Medicine. When he made that statement, he also spoke about structural variants, and he said that these such variants are about 3 times more likely to cause disease, so it's important for us to map them out. So if Genomics England wants to utilize whole genome sequencing, but it can still miss 75% of structural variants. So if they're going to be using whole genome sequencing to screen these kids, 75% of rare diseases affect children. More than 30% of these children die before their 5th birthday. Should they also be using optical genome mapping to make sure that they're providing the best possible care for their patients and that they don't miss any key structural variants? These are some of the statements from CEO Chris Wigley at Genomics England. He stated that their goal is to provide early diagnosis and care for children born with rare genetic conditions that have a severe and often life-limiting impact. So he also stated for many of these children, the best chances for them rely on quickly identifying them and quickly providing them with care and treatment that can have a dramatic impact on their quality and length of life. So this student as well, Yang Pei, he is a Doctor of Philosophy medical student at the WIM, and he's supervised by Professor Andrew Wilkie. Now, this guy is currently utilizing BIONANO Genomics optical mapping, and he's working within the 100,000 Genome Project. And what he's looking at is a disease called craniosynostosis. So craniosynostosis is a birth defect in which a baby's skull joins together too early. The bones completely move, join together, and this can present in the different head shapes. So now if you go to the Genomics England website, it's like research.genomicsengland.co.uk. There's a research portal there, and you'll see that they're using ONT nanopore sequencing in patients with unexplained craniosynostosis. And if you scroll down and look at the summary, you'll see they overall aim to enroll about 15 to 20 families. In this project, we will compare 2 such long reads technologies. One is termed BIONANO optical mapping and ONT nanopore. And you can see here the project lead is Professor Andrew Wilkie, and this lines up with Yang Pei, showing that he is supervised by Professor Andrew Wilkie. Next, there was this article that came out a year ago about ALS. So you guys may have seen this in a previous video of mine. And within this article, it was stating here that these findings help increase understanding of the disease-causing mechanisms and may lead to better diagnostic tests, support direct drug development, and facilitate better identification of patients who are likely to respond to treatment. And this is in ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. And Joe Biden just signed a law funding ALS research and treatments. This was something I previously researched and mentioned, and you guys just reminded me while I was lying in bed, getting the corona out of my system. The legislation invests $100 million annually from 2022 to 2026, and this legislation is going to promote and give $100 million annually to fund research into fast progressing neurodegenerative disorders. So they want to put money in because they want to find new treatments and hopefully a cure. It turns out Sapphire was able to find the repeat expansion that causes ALS, but apparently Sapphire was the only one because no modern technology to date has been capable of doing that. Dr. Eber has also demonstrated that Sapphire was able to resolve the structure of the complex gene triplication event implicated in Parkinson's disease. In Alzheimer's disease samples as well, Sapphire was used to measure the number of repeat domains in CR1. Pardon. A top Alzheimer's disease gene that cannot be properly analyzed with short-read sequencing. There's a lot of utility for the Sapphire machine, and moving over, talking about the BioNano Genomics Symposium in 2022, I went back to just take a look and see how many attendees there are. So if you go to the attendees page, click all, count through, there's 30 people on each page, and if you keep pressing next and next and next, you'll eventually get up to 51 pages. Now 50 pages are full, so 50 times 30, that's 1,500 attendees at the moment who are interested in optical genome mapping, who are interested in what these customers have to say about the Sapphire system. So there's actually 51 pages, so there's over 1,500 attendees, and not all of these attendees are going to be buying the machine, but some of them will be potential customers, some of them will be potential collaborations and partnerships because they're from different businesses, they're from different companies. You can see here there's people at Illumina coming here to take a look. Man like Pernell Albertus, Senior Staff Product Marketing Manager at Illumina, is having a little gander. So some of these potentially may have sway in actually adopting the Sapphire system for their research institution or for their corporate company. Lots of different universities around the world, and there's even people here who are from Thermo Fisher, it looks like. Elena Alla Arans. So I think this is a potential catalyst for BioNano Genomics. I don't think much of these kind of short-term catalysts will move the stock price a lot. We even had a news article talking about, the Sapphire 2.0 coming out and an update about the prototype and how this prototype is expected to be released in the first half of 2023. I believe the only thing that's really going to move the stock price is sales and revenue. You can't lie about sales and revenue. When you get those, when you start to get an income, when Wall Street starts to take a look at BioNano Genomics and see that, adoption and scalability is possible because it's already proven, they want to see it proven. I think a lot of people don't want to invest in speculation. They want to see this proven. So they want to see, great, it's a great product. They look at the Sapphire machine and they may see great product being utilized by some of the world's top research institutions. But are they going to be able to really fill out that total addressable market? Are they going to be able to get revenue projections like they've been talking about? Finally, there's been articles in mid-December talking about the sharing of genomics data and how much fear there is surrounding that. There's a lot of fear over in China as well, where they're talking about, these DNA targeted weapons. Within this article, it was mentioning a James Bond movie talking about No Time to Die. The villain of the piece threatens to eradicate millions of people using nanobots programmed to attack specific DNA sequences. It looks like the fear is real, and Alison Burke, the Director of Advanced Technology at Institute of Economic Policy Research, Stanford University, said that the prospect of DNA being weaponized strengthens the case for encrypting and limiting the sharing of genetic data. Now, data can be used for a lot of good or a lot of bad, any data. It seems like this has become a real concern in terms of artificial intelligence as well. They're talking about how AI may enable pathogen to be specifically engineered for lethality or to target a genetic profile, the ultimate range and reach weapon. And that was a statement from the US's National Security Commission on artificial intelligence, according to this website called sciencebusiness.net. So now with platforms like the UK Biobank, where people want to share this genetic data using whole genome sequencing, hundreds of thousands of participants, is there going to be any politics that's going to come into play that will inhibit the sharing of genetic information between companies? So say that we've picked up biodiscovery and they want to embed and share next generation sequencing and optical genome mapping data on the platform. Will there be laws put in place to stop this? Because them calling on this in the middle of December 2021, calling to restrict the sharing of genomics data over fears of DNA targeted weapons, it seems like it's a real concern in terms of defense. But for science, the sharing of genomic data is important and it's key in order for science to progress as fast as possible. Now, that was meant to be a short video, but I think I had a lot of points to make, and I just wanted you guys to see my perspective on what's been going on in the world. I'm going to start covering a lot of different news projects. My little brother actually has been looking at NFTs at the moment, and my little brother has entered into one of these projects. I think he was whitelisted for one, and he got given something for free. It's now worth 17k, and it's interesting to look at. So I want to take a look at the NFT space. Let me know if there's anything else you'd love me to cover on this channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Please also remember, none of this is financial advice. If you want to help the channel out, please hit the thumbs up, click subscribe, drop me some comments below, share this where you can, and if you want to send any donations, I've got a PayPal link in my description box below. Love you guys. I'm going to go back to bed because I'm feeling like trash, and I'm going to catch you in the next episode, baby. Mr. Invest a Lot, over and out. Baby.